Just slightly later, post-storm coffee time.
Good morning.
That was the roughest storm this tent has been through.
That's the roughest storm I've ever been through.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if that was the roughest one I've been through. I've been through a lot of storms, unfortunately. That got downright exciting for a while. We were just getting pelted by hail. And you know, the fly on these tents isn't the most rugged thing in the world. It is experiences like these that make me rather happy I didn't pick the trekking pole tent and stuck with a quasi-freestanding. Ooh, shaky cam. That's some Michael Bay stuff right there. Oh, giggly shaky cam.
Okay, I got this. Do you remember when we were looking at the CDT and we saw all the alternates and you're like, oh, how am I going to know which route to take?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what I said?
Go whichever one's prettier, whichever one had little animals.
We have to find the one with the most waterfalls. And so far, the Spotted Bear alternate is living up to that. There were like 3 pretty waterfalls last night.
What if there were 4 on the CDT proper?
And after that rain, I'm hopeful there's going to be many more today.
Yeah, one of them's going to be called The Trail. It will be underwater. Hey. So aside from Miss Waterfalls over there, we are trying to figure out what we're going to do today. So we are on the Spotted Bear alternate right now, which seems to have been a good call based on how the terrain changed and getting us out of that burn area. We've still had down logs, etc. Our 2 choices are basically continued with Spotted Bear and try and get out of the bad section quicker, or switch back to the CDT red line for no particular reason whatsoever, other than it may have some better views of Chinese Wall up ahead, which is a big ridge that goes for miles. We're leaning towards just sticking with Spotted Bear now that we're here. And we didn't really have any warning that a storm that big was going to hit us last night. Otherwise, we might have made a different decision and taken a slightly less optimal campsite just to have more protection in the trees. Because that wind was hitting us hard enough. I was worried about the poles. We are getting a late start here. Fortunately, we are able to dry things off just a bit this morning. Clouds cleared off sometime after midnight, though when I fell asleep, it was still dumping on us. We are leaning at staying on Spotted Bear just because it's way prettier back here than it was on that last bit of the CDT. Also, any little amount of time we can catch up helps us with flexibility later. When we get to Anaconda Butte, the plan is to do Butte, despite the fact that's going to add a couple of days. But the trail seems way better than the Anaconda Roadwalk. And there's this other thing called the Super Butte Cutoff, which basically skips the entire Idaho border section and just jumps down to Yellowstone, but that looks blah. So I've been asked a bunch of times how we know what the weather's doing when we're on trail. And the reality is, at least on the PCT and the AT, we generally had cell phone reception, every couple of days at least. And you just check the forecast and see, oh, okay, in 2 days there's a storm coming. The inReach devices also provide a weather forecast for your particular spot that is powered by Weather Underground. And I've not found it to be the most accurate. Last year on the AT, it seemed wildly inaccurate multiple times when I used it. The thing that I found that works the best is the Yield Weather Channel app. But even there, honestly, the radar, the live radar was what I used most of the time to tell me if it was going to rain or not the, hourly forecast. Some people swear by the website Windy, or there is a trail weather website where you can basically say which trail you're on, what general waypoint, and it will tell you the weather in that area. Now, the reality is most of the time I don't care what the weather's going to do, other than it's nice to kind of be able to bag your gear ahead of time and stuff like that. The primary thing I'm going to use to know if it's going to start raining is just looking at the clouds. And just rain or wind is generally not going to be risky. The thing that I usually worry about is thunder and lightning. And I mean, where we were camped last night, we were more exposed than we would have been down by the river. But at least we weren't the highest thing around. I still would have felt better if we were in the trees here versus out in a meadow though. Once again, shades of the Florida Trail. So once again, the answer is we are off trail. Just checked gut hooks and it goes over here. Yeah, I didn't see the junction either. So we got a line on gut hooks, but can't really find any indication of the trail. So we're just cross country in it, sticking as close to the line as we can, because there's a trail up the pass we have to pick up eventually. So by Tater's new metric of alternates, meaning the best one is the one with the most waterfalls, this one's doing okay. Also, if she wasn't far behind, she'd be going, wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow. What'd I tell you, Matt? The spotted bear alternate continues to pay off.
Well, the streams had been going down rather quickly prior to that storm last night. So I was a little busy holding the tent together, but that's what was hitting us last night. I guess that's the Chinese wall, huh? This alternate was worth it just for this view. Yeah. So we've decided to stay on Standing Bear. So that was the longest dry stretch we've had since we started this trail. I think we were dry for 6+ miles. Sadly, once we came down off the pass, we were back down into the land of Blowdowns. Nothing better. We're having to climb around Blowdowns endlessly. I have no idea how many times we've done this today. Well, looks like we're gonna get rain again. It's gotten a lot darker, and you can hear the thunder off in the distance.
Between all the lush undergrowth and downed trees in this area, we have seen almost no campsites. There's only 2 that are marked on far out, and we haven't seen any others besides those. One of them was occupied, but we were really grateful that this one we were hoping for was open. And this is right next to the Spotted Bear Creek that gives this alternate route its name. Home sweet home for the night.